Good morning, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Thursday morning, June 18th. We're looking at the last 2 days of the market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trader. And right now, remember we had an inside day yesterday. We have a 2-day balance, right? Inside day, whichever way you come out of it, you go with that trade and you monitor it for continuation or, just as importantly, lack of. Well, right now, with just over an hour to go prior to the opening, we are getting a gap lower from an inside day. Remember, we had a price probe to the downside yesterday, right? C's low of 311.16. Even though we closed at 311.66, 50 cents high, I said we do not know if it's accepted or not until A period. Now, again, it's just over an hour to go. A lot of things can change, but right now, the price probe to the downside is being accepted. Let's go over destinations and a game plan for this morning. So for the upside, if we gap lower, it would be yesterday's low of 310.86. Then we have C's low, which is the price probe of 311.16. Above that, we were 9 wide up at 313.02. Then our pre-market high of 313.31. And yesterday's high of 314.39. For the downside, I'll still give yesterday's low because there's still just about an hour to go. If we do not gap lower, our first destination will be 310.86, yesterday's low. Then as of right now, the pre-market low of 308.75. I'm sorry, you know what? I still have to use that afternoon. I used L's low of 310.61. But if we take out yesterday's low, this becomes basically an irrelevant point. So 308.75 pre-market low, and then a daily low. This is an important one of 307.67 because that's now the bottom of a 2-day balance. If that gets taken out and you get accepted back into the 15th, then you have 2 sets of single prints, but they don't start until all the way down. So it's pretty much a price void below the 16th low. 303.80 get filled at 79 from June 15th, and then the other set of single prints, 303.05 get filled at 302.63. So what's the game plan for this morning? Well, again, a lot of factors coming into play. And gap rules will apply if we have a gap that I deem good enough to take a short on, right? That my risk reward is good, because the lower we open, the less of a chance I will take a put play, even though we'll have a gap and the price probe accepted for a couple of reasons. Number one, you're going to look for an inventory adjustment. Number two, you'll be coming up to the bottom of a 2-day balance. So right now we're trading at 309.80, about $1 lower. That's pretty good risk reward for me. So anywhere within $1, 50-cent gap to $1, I don't mind taking a put play. My out is one of 2 things: either the gap fill or acceptance above C's low, because the price probe is certainly going to be accepted if we open below it. So those would be my outs. I do not have a call play right now. If we're to gap lower just against D's low, do I want to take a call play? You're going to have lower value, gap, price probe accepted. If I take a call play against D's low, my out is absolutely below D's low, because like I said, there's a price void down to those single prints from the 15th. So this would be a small play, at least maybe the first time, to see if we get some responsive buying at the bottom of a 2-day balance. Out if it's accepted below. So a quick call play if it was to get down there on the opening. A put play if we open anywhere between 50 cents and $1 lower, I take a put play against the gap and the price probe. Remember, we have an expiration tomorrow. We have ex-dividend tomorrow. So it's another factor we have to take into account at some point today. If, towards the end of the day, especially the lower we go, you might get some people who want to buy this for the dividend tomorrow. Okay, let's go to the charts. So I'm showing you a monthly because now another factor is coming into play, right? A couple of days ago, even yesterday, I said the bulls want to stay above 313.84. Well, now Since they're failing at that right now, their next site is last month's high of 306.84. Now, again, it's only the 18th. A lot of things could happen back and forth over the next 2 weeks. But that's something the Bulls would certainly like to stay above, is 306.84. Yes, they're still one time framing up for 2 months, unless we take out last month's low of 276.37. But they certainly wouldn't mind closing above May's high and certainly above March's high. Weekly, balance to down. I give the Bulls a lot of credit after taking out the last 2 weeks low, firmly coming back into the balance. However, right now we're starting to slip away from the high of the week towards the low. So that's something that the Bulls want to try to avoid. Stay firmly in this balance till they get their act together for next week. The key level, though, on the weekly, again, to me, is that 302.60 level. You certainly want to close above that tomorrow night. Otherwise, you're going to be back and accepted possibly into this balance. And then on the daily, right, 2 rules are coming into effect here. Inside day, you go with it, and a 2-day balance. So you're going to have gap rules, inside day rules, and balance rules all coming into play on the daily. So you're going to have to play them wisely, right? As far as I'm concerned, the lower you open, the more I would probably wait to see if we get anything off of that daily low, right? If you start one-time framing down in B period, I have no problem getting on board below that. But the lower we open, the more I'd probably wait or take a small call play against that daily low. Risk reward. Remember, we never filled this gap. Now, I can't call this, I can't, an island top is at the high, but whatever you want to call it, it's still there, right? We gapped higher, balanced 4 days, gapped lower, and we have not closed that gap. Very important to remember. So, come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. You'll be getting updates up to the minute prior to the open and throughout the trading day. Have a great day trading, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.